We're here today at the Harlem Book Fair, and we're so excited to be here. Come upstairs with us. So we're here at the Harlem Book Fair, and I had the opportunity of speaking with the lovely author of Her. And what I wanted to say, why I was so inspired, and I was like, hold on, let's stop. We have to get this on camera, was because your story tells the story of women. And a lot like Surgery 411, we tell the story of women that came before us. And so I just wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about what was it like connecting, you said 25 women.
And just this book is actually 50, a total of 50 women.
Wow, so a total of 50 women. And I think so much the stereotype of women have been that we cannot come together, we can't work together. And then so to connect women to tell their story about healing, empowering, and resiliency, can you please tell us more about that?
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's been so rewarding, right? To be able to see someone, especially when that one thing that they've been holding on to for all their life, when they're finally able to just release it. And then it allows them to truly, truly, truly be who they're intended to be. Now I've seen them creative juices just start coming out. They start becoming more creative, start becoming more loving themselves, right? It was more so about loving themselves because they were something they were holding on to. And now they're just free. Now they're just free. So working with these women from all over the world, every continent from New Zealand to Hong Kong to Kenya to London to Barbados to Bahamas to Guyana, which is in South America. I mean, it runs the gamut. Peru, you name it, that's where all my authors are at, and all throughout the United States. And just to watch their growth and to hear them, and I have two of my authors that are here with me that if you want to talk with them as well, they can share just the power of what it was like to just release this thing that was eating at them. And I truly believe that when you are healed, when you are her, truly her, then literally the world will become your oyster. And then you can come and you can do this and spread your love, spread your joy. And like you said, show people that we can work together, right? Because clearly I got 50 women together from around the world, all collectively. This is part of my world tour. I've been all over the place. I go and I celebrate with these women because I want them to be celebrated. I want them to, I pull them out of their shell and said, listen, it's time to celebrate you.
Can you talk about what inspired you to wanting to do this?
All because I shared my story, right? My story is not like anybody, it's just pretty much like a lot of other people's stories, right? I was abused by my father. I was in multiple domestic violence relationships, had bouts with homelessness, welfare, you name it, I had to check by it, right? But the thing was I was able to now turn my story and turn it into my power and now create a new narrative. And it literally, as I start sharing my story, I had more women coming to me and now finally sharing theirs. And they got the courage to finally share this, things that was really eating at them and they were holding on to. And I kept saying, okay, God, what do you want me to do with this? Right? And they said they all have a story to tell, and hence here comes her story. So it's something that I almost ran from, but I'm glad that I listened and I actually did it because now it's not just a book, it's a whole movement.
And I love the fact that Her is the movement. I think that so many women stand on the shoulders of other women, and so you gave other women the opportunity to be able to tell their story. But when I listen to you say that you connected women from New Zealand and all over the world, can you speak to still finding a theme of women being hurt and needing resiliency? Because sometimes we think that we're so different based on our culture and ethnicity, but you were able to take women from other cultures and ethnicity and still pull out from them to empower them. Can you speak to that?
Yes, absolutely. It's ironic because one of my authors, ironically, from New Zealand, right? So I kind of knew her story a little bit, and I said, okay, you need to be in this book. And she said, I'm not trying to be famous. And I said, it's not about fame, it's about your freedom. That's it. It's about your freedom. And her story is called Full Circle. She started realizing that she's coming full circle in her life to now it's okay to embrace those things that she was keeping near and dear to her. So, I mean, that's just one of many examples based on the question that you asked.
No, I love it's okay. I love storytelling so much, and I just want to say that it's so important for people to share their story because you just never know who else you might inspire.
Exactly, exactly. And that's really like I said, that's just how this all started because I shared mine. So because I shared mine, it empowered these 25 women to share theirs. Then it empowered the next 25 women to share theirs, and it's going to empower the next 25, and so forth and so forth. And that's just the tip of the iceberg because then we have him story. Hem's story was actually birthed out of her story because men have stories as well, but no one gave them a safe place and space to say it. And I got 15 kings, and I'm calling them kings to really show us, and I allowed them to give this space where they could become vulnerable. I know that's like something that they don't get to do that often. But as I pose this question, we say men don't talk, but I really say, but women, are we listening?
Great point. That's a great point. I'm so honored to have spoken with you. I cannot wait to see her stories, potentially even tell my own stories. So it was just amazing talking to you. Can you let them know where they can find her story?
Yes, absolutely. You can find her story on social media, all social media platforms. Follow me, Carolyn Wilson, at Linktree with my name. You can also go to Amazon. It's all on Amazon. Just go Her Story. It's an acronym, and just look up Carolyn Wilson, and then you'll find me.
Thank you so much.